Thank you very much. Right. I need to sort out my lighting because my lighting's not quite right. But hello and welcome to this week's Monkey Nut Punch Nut Job. Nut Job? We are nut jobs. Nut Punch
That was
podcast.
smooth.
That was so
That is
smooth as an Egyptian whiskey.
smooth.
We're
pros, everyone.
Oh, dude, yeah, I did. So we weren't here last week because lots of things happened. And Keith has, how can I put it? He's been something involving a donkey. You can fill in the rest.
Ended up being on a drip.
Yes, after something donkey. But without further ado, it's Nigel. Say hello, Nigel.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
I was waving, and then I realised that this is a podcast. People can't see me wave on a podcast.
Well, the live people or anyone who comes back and watches the video can see it. But outside that, yeah, right, you're not anyone's. No one's going to see you. So this week we will be talking about the Adam Project. Nigel's finally seen Spiderman No Way Home.
Yes, I have.
We've got some trailers to go through. We've got Moon Knight, Obi-Wan, and Ms. Marvel. And we're going to get copyright struck on at least 2 of them. So let's get ready for that one. That's going to be exciting, guys. But without further ado, let's talk about the Adam Project. I should put some kind of bump in there. So, the Adam Project. This was Ryan Reynolds on Netflix, being Ryan Reynolds, but Ryan Reynolds is a time traveler with with a couple of his mates from the MCU, which was interesting because you had Mark Ruffalo. What's her name? She plays Gamora. It's a lovely lady.
Was she Happy's girlfriend in Spider-Man?
No.
Aunt May?
No, that's Theresa May. No, this is the one who plays Gamora, the green one.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I can't remember her name for love nor money.
I don't know. I've never seen her out of makeup.
Oh, yeah. No, she's been in quite a few things here and there. Anyway, so it was a time traveling story. It starts off, sets up with the kid back in 2024. Getting in trouble, getting in fights. Dad recently died. Not taking it very well. His mum's not taking it very well. Everything's kind of going a bit downhill. His mum buggers off, leaves him at home on his own, and the future version of himself turns up.
He figured it out pretty quick, didn't he?
Yeah. It was. It's a bit weird because it felt a bit. How can I put it? A bit like COVID restrictions filming, if that made any sense. Everything felt distant. I think is the best way of describing it.
You know, I saw the trailer for this film and I sat there and went, do you know what? It's free. It's on Netflix. It seems to be a Ryan Reynolds film that I can watch with the kids for once. And I was all for it. And then so I watched it with the family. And do you know what? It's not a bad popcorn flick. It's not really... it's not a thinker's film, is it? It's just a bit of action, a bit of fun.
Yeah, no. It's like Austin Powers with the time travel. He goes, what if I mute myself? What if this happens? What, I've got cross-eyed like that. He goes, don't think about it. And then he turns to the audience, and don't you think about it either. Which is great, a great line for Austin Powers, and it was pretty similar with this.
Yeah.
So the kid tries to explain all the kind of parallel universes and different realities and kind of possibilities and stuff with time travel and whatnot. And What's His Much just does pretty much what I said. He kind of goes, nah, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Which is good. So it's just turned into a fun kind of rompy thing. It was the kid did a really good job at an impression of Ryan Reynolds. That was probably I looked at that. I'm quite impressed. The fact that he managed to Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, that was.
He did Ryan Reynolds himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
And to be honest, I never sat there thinking. Actually, I can't remember at any point me thinking that kid is definitely not Ryan Reynolds grown up, or Adam grown up.
Yeah.
I didn't really think that. So I think the kid did quite a good job in that respect. And so it didn't really take away, although obviously it's devoid of reality, the whole film. I didn't, in that universe, it's quite nice. I like it. It was easy to watch. Didn't need to think about it.
Yeah. It was a very easy. It wasn't. It reminded me of the films that you got from Blockbuster Videos that never made it into the cinema. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're like thumbing through and you're going, what should we watch? It's Friday night. What do we do? This has an interesting cover.
Yes.
And it's got a pretty cover. We'll read the back quickly and have a look.
Yeah.
And then what we'll do, we'll get a backup one as well, just in case. So yeah,
it was enjoyable. Was the first thing. I went away from that and I enjoyed it. It had the ending was sad. Oh, crikey, I've got to be careful because my fucking autofocus isn't quite right. The ending was sad. Didn't change a certain thing in the past that you'd expect them to change, which I was quite grateful for. Because the dad died and they didn't change that at all. Because it looked like it was an accident. Wasn't time traveling, wasn't someone coming back and killing him off. It was a genuine accident, was the conclusion you kind of reached at the end of the film.
Yeah.
Which I felt was quite fair. And then you had the bit where he's saying goodbye to him and the timeline sorting itself out, and then all of a sudden they disappear. And
it was a little. What they said might happen, sort of did, because they were talking about potential echoes of themselves, remembering little bits potentially, and they weren't sure if it would happen. And I like the ending. It's sort of things sort of happened how it did before, with a slight twist, which I like, because he was describing how he met his wife at the academy and the reason why they met, and that still happened, and I quite like that. Even though everything had been changed and done, that still happened. I like that. There was a bit in the film where the little Adam, LA, he was talking to Ryan, and he was sort of going, "You mean we've got a wife? We dated?" And he goes, "Did we? Hey, did we?" And he's like, "I'm not going into that." And his eyes went wide. We totally did.
Yeah, that was quite funny. I found that amusing. I also found it amusing where it's like, kind of, dude, I traded in my brains for muscles. Where it's like, kind of, dude, why haven't you not even thinking about this? It's like, just get on with this stuff. Which was good. It was just a fun film. It is in that Netflix streaming only movie category along with Red Notice, Spectral, sorry, not Spectre. Spectre's like James Bond. And that was fine. It's all right. Just pop it on a Friday evening.
It is.
I'm not expecting everything to be all right. Before we move on to our next thing, Babster made a tragic, horrible error. He texted me and asked me what I thought of the Batman. I'm the only person in the world who doesn't like this.
I have zero interest in the Batman.
Yeah,
I just simply don't want to watch it. Because every picture I've seen, it just looks like emo Batman, and I'm not here for it.
Yeah,
no, I might watch a trailer, but I don't know. If it comes out on TV, I might watch it, but I'm not going to spend money on it. I'm not bothered.
I just want to address a few things, because he was like, kind of, because I said to him, because the first problem with Batman is he didn't save anyone. Seriously,
did he save himself?
He didn't. There were some people in a stadium that was as close as he got towards the end were saving people, because it was like, those right. So this is how it goes, right? Batman's come out on HBO Max April 19th. Yeah, I might better cut it down there, because I was like, kind of, we didn't save all the people in the stadium. He goes, only those lucky enough to get to the stadium. Base Gotham on New York. There's 8 million people, right? Based a stadium on Madison Square Garden that fits 20k people seats, yeah. Okay, we'll push it to 100k, all right, because you're cramming them all through there, yeah. Okay, that leaves 7.9 million people out, yeah, as the city floods, yeah. We'll say 1,000 of them die directly and indirectly from that, yeah. Then there'll be homelessness, disease, crime, and that to deal with after. Then you got the Riddler, yeah. He helped the Riddler get his victims and that, yeah. He flushed out the DA so the Riddler could get him and kill him in his car. And he also flushed out 5 counts so he could shoot him with a sniper rifle. Yeah. Then there was a truck crash. When chasing the Penguin, right? Christian Bale's Batman, right? Getting chased by the police, turns the lights off on the Batmobile, and everyone's like, "It's black on black. We can't see it." Yeah. Where is it? Yeah. And then disappears to try and stop any kind of carnage from happening. Yeah. He went across the rooftops to stop anyone from having the crap blown out of them. Yeah. But this one, he drove through a petrol lorry, caused the petrol lorry to explode, killing the driver and the vehicle that he crashed against with. Yeah,
Emo Batman.
Yeah. He then used his wingsuit, flew under a bridge, and when he flew under the bridge, pulled his parachute cord. So the parachute cord got stuck in the bridge.
That doesn't sound very Batman-y.
No, it doesn't sound very Batman at all.
Because Batman is very calculated. He's very precise.
Yep.
That's why he has the toys and uses them when he needs to use them. He's very calculating like that. That's what I don't really know too much about DC or Marvel, but all I know about Batman is from the films. And he's very much like that.
So he did that, yeah. Then there's the bit where the DA's at the funeral and he's got a bomb collar around him, yeah. Now, proper Batman would have frozen said collar, snapped it off, or completed the Riddler's thingy, saving the guy's life, yeah. Now this Batman waits for it to tick down, and he has his face in front of the bomb when it goes off. Watch it and you'll go, oh Christ, yeah, he does. All right.
Sitting there looking at it going.
Then there was the riddle, yeah, a rat with wings.
Okay.
If you've ever watched if you ever watch it, they always refer to Batman as a rat with wings.
Oh, okay. No,
yeah, and he always corrects them and goes, "Oh no, they're completely different species." Blah blah.
A rat with wing is a pigeon.
Yeah, I know. That's the first thing. That's the first place you go. But if it's in a Batman movie, it's talking about Batman, aren't they?
Okay? I don't know much about Batman.
Okay, well, the long the short of it is
my brain's still going. If I'm watching a Batman movie, I'm still going, it's a pigeon. But
the long the short of it is they always use that to insult Batman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's like an insult, a rat with wings.
He's a flying rat, so okay.
Okay, so you got all of that. Then Alfred is just fucking horrible to Alfred in the entire film, and then Alfred gets blown up. Doesn't die, he gets blown up though, and he's still horrible to him in the hospital after.
You see, I've always thought of the relationship between Batman and Alfred and Bruce Wayne and Alfred being one of a lot of respect.
Really, I thought the same too until I watched this film. It's gonna get when it comes out on thingy and people properly look at it, they'll go, "Oh, this is retarded."
Well, like I said, emo Batman, because emo kids, they're not nice to anyone, really, are they? So...
He does save a load of people from being shot in the stadium towards the end. Okay. And he does save a Chinese guy on a platform from being beaten up. Okay. But that's it. He doesn't save the city. He's actually so bad that the Riddler thinks they're on the same side. The Riddler thinks that he's been helping him because he's that bad at being Batman. I'm not joking. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. It's what it's done is they've done what they did with like Star Trek and Star Wars and whatnot. Is they like hit these points that they think you want to see. Yeah.
Okay.
So they literally just listed down a load of stuff. Yeah. Batman needs a car chase with Batmobile. Yeah. Tick. Yeah. Batman. Yeah. Batman needs to skulk around a rooftop and like spy on people. Tick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Batman needs to have a punch up with a load of thugs. Tick. Batman needs to punch up with a load of thugs, but these thugs have guns. Tick. And it's literally just these tick boxes here. Yeah.
Batman needs good toys.
Yeah. We need Batman villains in here, so we need to have a couple of named Batman villains. So we've got the Riddler. Tick. Penguin. Tick. And then Catwoman. Actually saying that, what's some of the clothes they made her wear were spot on. Which was fine. Batman needs to kiss Catwoman. Yeah, Catwoman now needs to make a snarky remark about white privilege. There's probably one scene in the entire film where I'm like, ooh, and it's the bit where he's confronted. The Riddler's not confronted him. He's talking to him in Arkham. He's like, why did you let us catch us? Because it's like, Arkham's on a hill. We'll be fine. What do you mean we'll be fine? Because when the bombs go off, we'll be fine. What bombs? Yeah. And he's like, kind of, and then he starts looking at him and he goes, Bruce Wayne, like that. And he's like, Batman's that look, he got this look on his face where it's like, oh, fuck, he's figured out who I am. And he goes, Bruce Wayne's the one person I didn't get. I blew his butler up instead. Yeah. And he's like, oh, get my fucking bat pants out for this one. Trust me, you'll watch it, and it's one of these films that people are going to tear apart. It's like The Force Awakens. Everyone was like, "Oh, The Force Awakens is amazing," blah blah blah, and then you step back from it and go, "Oh, actually," because when I watched The Force Awakens the first time around, it felt like when you've got a band's greatest hits. You know, when they have like an album deal, yeah, gets towards the end of the album deal, and then they release their greatest hits. That's when you know when the album deal's coming to a close, and these either renewing or they're going to disappear. And that's what it kind of felt like with Star Wars when they did this. And this one feels a bit tick boxy. There are some things that they've done incredibly right. They set the tone, and they set Gotham City up right as like kind of the crap hole that it is. Hence, it's based on Glasgow. But I'm waiting for Keith to watch it so he can come back to me and say, "Oh no, Gareth, you're wrong." And I'm hoping he does, because I've got arguments. But Paul Babster is like, and then he was like, "Kind of, did you watch Picard?" And he goes, "No, I can't watch Picard. It's shit." He was like, "Good, because I can't watch it either. It's shit." It's almost. I actually saying that I did watch it, which is something, but it's still. It's still.
I haven't.
It's bollocks. I mean, it's real bollocks. I'm talking
I haven't
about
watched the second season.
It's bad enough for poorly written science fiction. I don't know Star Trek. Star Trek has a brand and a level and whatnot to kind of put across its bits, but this.
Well, you know me. Shit. When Star Trek was out, I never watched it. Not my thing. Even the films that came out recently, I think I sort of watched them. Can't remember what they were called. Was it Into Darkness or something? I can't remember.
The Star Trek Into Darkness.
You've loaned me the Blu-rays for those two films.
No, I loaned you. I lent you the Blu-ray for Wrath of Khan, which is the only Star Trek film you ever really need to watch, because you watch that and you'll go, "That's pretty good." There's clever writing and whatnot in there.
I will try to watch them and give you back those Blu-rays, which
please watch
before COVID.
Please watch that, because there's some great bits in it. There's one where it's like kind of they're being listened into, their comms are being listened into, and the bad guys, and Spock literally says, he goes, "Look, if we say hours took days, it's going to take 3 days to fix the ship." Yeah, and it's like, okay. And it's like, and then all of a sudden they beam up, and it's like, what do you mean? It's like, well, he said hours take days. He was lying. He said it's going to take 3 hours to repair the ship. Yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, makes sense. It's just little things like that. A kind of, just watch it. It's good. It's good. It's the best. It's the best Star Trek film. Full stop. You don't need to watch.
I will watch them. All I can say about Picard is, I didn't find it quite as bad as what you guys found it, being fans of the series and fans of Star Trek beforehand. I can't actually recall any Star Trek programs being watched by me, especially with Jean-Luc in it. I don't know. Picard, for me, I found the story was a little bit off. It didn't feel like it was flowy. It didn't have too much interest in it. There wasn't a huge amount to grip me as a new watcher to this sort of franchise. There wasn't enough there to go, hey, look at this. You might like it. Look at this hook. There was nothing really for me in Picard. And because of that, once I finished watching the first series, I've sat there and gone, well, that was watched. And now I move on, and now I know the second season's out, and I'm not that bothered. There was not much of a storyline. They were, even as a normie.
I think they were trying to rip off the Mass Effect storyline, but put in the Reapers in like an alternate dimension rather than out of like just outside the galaxy. It it's I don't know what I don't. It needs to die. I'm sorry. It's nice. I'm just keeping an eye on like news to see if it's dead. Yeah, no one's watching this, and no one's enjoying this. Yeah, it's like kind of Star Trek fans, proper Star Trek fans who understand how Star Trek works. Yeah, like watching this going, it's crap. Discovery's so bad. It's on TV, but I cannot even be bothered to go to the app to watch it because I have Pluto TV on my TV downstairs, but I only use it to watch Gordon Ramsay yell shit at people on a game show because that's fun. Hang on a second. There you go. Well, focus back in.
There was, what was that other one? Orville. I was going to mention the Orville.
Orville's
I really like
June.
that.
Yeah, Orville's good. Orville's what Star Trek should be.
Yeah,
that's how Star Trek was previously.
Like
yeah,
and that's the only Trekkie type thing I'm actually waiting for.
That's June, so that should be back June. It should be on Disney Plus.
I would definitely keep an eye out for that because that's more my speed.
All right, so we went through what's it, Project Adam, and skated off into Batman. Let's talk about
and then skated into Picard.
I'm fucking it's Star Trek Old Man. That's what I need to call it. Yeah, it should be Star Trek Old Man because when you watch the title sequence, yeah, it is. It just like kind of, what are we selling? We're selling Old Man.
We've got these fantastic deal on Zimmer frames. Shall we
space Zimmer frames? I'll have you know, or quantum Zimmer frames. Sorry,
that's add quantum. It makes it sound good.
Yeah, it makes it sound more scientific.
We've got this quantum keyboard here. Do you want
it? Yes, it's quantum mechanics is quite a hard thing to suss. Weird because a quantum Zimmer frame might be there, might not be there. It's only when observed that you can tell that it's there or it's not there. Anyway, that's a really shitty nerd joke there. So you saw Spider-Man?
I have.
Yes.
I watched it.
I saw Spider-Man back in December, and I said to the missus, "Nigel's seen Spider-Man," and she went, "Oh, has he?" Took him a while, didn't it?
I was. Well, my son went and watched it when it came out, and I wasn't able to at the time. And things have just moved on, and it came out of the cinema. So I just sat there and went, it's either going to be on Disney Plus soon, or it'll be available on streaming services like Sky. You'll be able to pay, and Amazon Prime also. It's both 14 quid on Sky and Amazon Prime. And I thought, yeah, 14 quid, and I get to keep. Apparently, I get to keep it. Whereas,
do they still send you the DVD or Blu-ray?
I could have spent an extra quid to get a DVD or an extra £3 to get the Blu-ray, and I thought, there's no point.
Why £3?
There was no point. I've got so many Blu-rays and stuff on the shelf, and I never even get them. I never use them, so I thought, well, what's the point in having that? So, yeah, we watched it yesterday, and I'm not so sure on the storyline. I don't know. Don't know where to start really. I just sat there and went, these people, these bad guys, Doc Ock and the Lizard Man and Sandman and whatever, they've all been pulled from whatever universe to his as they're dying.
Yeah.
So I think it's, from what I gather, it's at the point just before they die. That's when they've been pulled over, so they're not dead yet. Okay, fair. When they go back, they'll go back, I assume, to the same point as they were about to die, and then just be dead anyway, because that's what Doctor Strange said. So what I didn't get is why Peter, I was going to say Peter, and then it's all three. Yeah. why Doctor Strange's Peter thought
Mm-hmm.
he could save them and
Yeah.
didn't sit there and go, so you were fighting Spider-Man before you came here? Yeah. Why didn't he sit there and go, they were fighting Spider-Man? That must make them a baddie.
Mm.
Nobody fights Spider-Man
No.
unless they're a bad guy.
Right. Okay. So this is the hero thing. This is a Spider-Man-ism. He will try to save people if he can. If he thinks there's an opportunity, this is part of the Spider-Man character. Even if you think you're a complete lost cause, he'll give it a go. The reason to give it a go is one, he's always got that. I got my Uncle Ben killed because I did one stupid thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you've done something stupid, if I can redeem you, then I can be redeemed. If that makes sense. Yeah. So it's kind of like it's kind of a bit like that. The other thing too is it depends because it's like kind of. Is it like a day before they got killed? Is it like a minute before they got killed? Is it an hour before they got killed? Is it enough time for them to go back in time and go, yeah, I made a mistake? And then the other Spider-Men go, oh, okay, fair enough. So there's certain
That was
bits.
my issue with it, really, because as soon as the thing is pushed or
I have hang on a second. I have a clever reply for that. It goes like this, magic.
Yeah.
Magic, yeah.
Outside,
seriously.
I was just thinking, like, he goes through all this effort to save these bad guys, to make them turn around. And the fact I like the fact that Doc Ock helps.
Yeah.
Because it was all, I do recall that it was the chip that fried, and therefore the arms started controlling him. And that's why he went loopy and went nuts and started destroying shit. And that's what as soon as, in the end bit, Doc Ock came out and he did something. I went, oh, I thought Doc Ock was now controlling the arms and not the other way round. What's he doing? And then he flipped it and then helped Spider-Man. I was like, oh, okay, it was all a ploy. Okay,
it was a fake
you're fine. Carry on. At one point I thought, oh, Doc Ock is inherently evil. But then he wasn't, and I was glad I didn't say it out loud during the film. But my whole thing was, I know magic, But as soon as he redeems all these people, gives them these things that he was building to help get them to turn over a new leaf and all that sort of stuff. As soon as he's sent back, if they're in the throes of being killed, like you say, how close? It sounded like they were literally at the point where Spider-Man was finishing them off. And so they go back and they're finished off. I mean,
well, no, as I said,
magic. But both Spider-Men were also there, and they saw them get cured. So maybe they also go back to the same point as when they were fighting, and they look at each other and go, I know what's happened. Let's stop. I don't know. Some of the best bits I thought of that film was the interaction between the Spider-Men. I liked it.
It was good. I liked it because it was clearly split into 3 sections. You had Spider-Man, normal life. Gets to the end, all of a sudden the villains turn up. So you got 1/3 of the film entirely with the villains,
yeah.
And then you have the last third with the other Spider-Men. The thing with Tobey Maguire where they're like going, just comes out of your wrist. Like, yeah.
Do you like produce it internally? Oh,
I think so.
Bit uncomfortable.
Where do you need web cartridges? Look.
Yeah, I've had to make these. Yeah. I know.
I've been making my own for years too.
And he goes,
I thought that was good.
He goes, did you ever, have a blockage? He's going, actually, yeah, I did.
Yeah. Do you know what?
It's almost like they're talking about, male parts.
Yes.
And he goes, who else do we get to talk about this stuff with? I thought it was good.
I really love the bit with Ned when Ned goes Peter, and they all turn around.
they all
He goes
looked up
Peter
like-
Parker. We're all called Peter Parker, Ned. My Peter.
Yeah.
That was great because it was like we're all called Peter Parker. That put a big fucking smile on my face because it was just like that's that's the way
I did.
you do that.
Yeah, I like that, and I like the bit where MJ is falling from the top of the Statue of Liberty, and her Peter tried to save but got took out, so couldn't. He got swept away by the goblin, and Andrew Garfield's Peter saved her the way he tried to save Gwen. Managed to do it, and you could see he was like, yeah, that's what I should have done. I've redeemed it, you know. I like that, and I did like, I can see why people really liked Andrew Garfield's performance in this. It was really, really good. Tobey Maguire felt quite wooden.
He was supposed to be the older person. It's like
Yeah,
kind of I need
he
to be
did.
the mature one of the group.
He did, didn't he?
He did. That's why he stopped him from stabbing him with the glider at the end. And he picked up the glider. He's like, no, I can save him from being stabbed with a glider. As apparently in the Multiverse of Madness, Tobey Maguire's going to show up.
Oh, cool.
It should be good.
I'd like both of them to turn up. That'd be amazing.
I would like both of them to turn up. That would be the good result there.
And I liked it where halfway through the fight they sit there and going, we're so used to being working by ourselves. We need to work as a team. And he goes, nothing to brag here, but I'm part of the Avengers. And they both went, oh, that's awesome. What is it?
Who are the Avengers? Are they a band?
Yeah.
That was the great bit where he goes, is that a band? I love that. That was really good. It's such a but you pull these nostalgia things to give people a reaction, but they usually get distorted when it happens because they think, oh, that's just enough. You don't have to put the characters in there. You just have to have the imagery or whatever. But they actually bothered to sort that out. Haven't you finished that coffee? That coffee was from like an hour ago. That's cold, isn't it?
It is, but it's
room temperature. He sent me a picture of his. I sent him a picture of my coffee. He sent me a picture of his coffee, and that was a good hour before we started. So yeah, I like it. It's a fun film. It's a nice film. Given all the shit that we've gone through with the pandemic, this, that, and the other, this film was when I watched it in December, it was needed. It was a nice bit of levity, so it helped that the timing. They got the timing spot on, I think, for something that nice.
And I enjoyed it. I didn't have to think when watching it. It was a good laugh. And the fact is, my eldest went to watch it with his mates in the cinema when it came out, and I said yesterday, I'm just going to get it and we'll watch it. And he went, yeah, I'll watch it again, definitely. I was like, well, that's a good endorsement for a film when a moody teen says he wants to watch something with you. Yeah. Yes. So I think that's a good endorsement for a film. If you've not seen it yet, I think it's worth the 13, 14 quid and watch it with your family. Make it worthwhile. And it's good, clean fun and funny in some places. And I quite like the interaction with Doctor Strange.
I'll be honest with you, it has made me more interested in the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I wasn't very interested in that. The only thing that made it interesting was the fact that Sam Raimi was doing it. So they hired a seasoned director who has directed 3 Spider-Man films to start with. Yeah. So he did the first 3 Spider-Man. The first 3.
The Tobey Maguire ones.
That's where Tobey Maguire is going to turn up in it because he's a mate of his, isn't he? Go on, Tobey. Go on. Just a couple of cameos. 2 days filming max. Yeah, and it's like, all right, fair enough. And they
why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, coming off the back of that high. But they, after this sort of talks about how Andrew Garfield, they wanted to, do another Spider-Man film so he could finish his trilogy off. Which I wouldn't be opposed to.
Can now,
as long as you got rid of whoever the fuck wrote the last one, which I think was Alex Kurtzman. Who wrote Star Trek.
Was that the one with Electro?
Yes.
who got pulled through. You see, and it was Jamie Foxx back then as well, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
Yeah, the story was pretty shite, but in this, both Andrew Garfield and Electro, I liked them the way they were on screen. It didn't nothing looked a bit shit, but you know Jamie Foxx is a cracking actor anyway. So I think with better writing, Garfield's Spider-Man could be good. And the thing is, what they've done is with having both of those Spideys in this one, they've given them the opportunity to go multiverse. We can finish it off.
Yes.
They
They
canned
can.
it because the first they weren't great. They canned it, but now they can do a third if they wanted, hopefully with a good storyline. And I think Andrew Garfield has probably grown as an actor since then as well.
He was the thing is with him, he was a great Spider-Man and a shit Peter Parker. Yeah, because Spider-Man is like, imagine that you're a nerd, yeah. You're a mouthy nerd behind the scenes, yeah. You want to fucking mouth off, but you don't mouth off to anyone, because if you mouth off to people, you'll get in fights. If you get in fights, you'll get discovered, yeah.
Yeah.
So Peter Parker is always the nerd that kind of got put upon a bit, yeah. And then as Spider-Man, he got to then let loose all those bits where his little frustrations and stuff, yeah.
The little wisecracks.
Yeah, exactly. All those wisecracks he'd been saving up during the day, bosh, get them out while I'm punching the crap out of some mobster somewhere, yeah? That's the thing with Peter Parker. They are alter egos so they don't get spotted, yeah? Because you can't have a Batman and Bruce Wayne who are exactly the fucking same, otherwise you spot them straight off. Same with Clark Kent and Superman. You need to have some differences between the two of them, yeah? So, no, because Christopher Reeve did the best Clark Kent, yeah? He made Clark Kent look like a bumbling nerd.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, bumbling
No one
idiot.
would expect him. There's a bit where he gets shot in an alley, yeah, and he makes out that he faints. And then when he gets up, he caught the bullet. He caught the bullet to make sure no one would get hurt, and then just drops it in the trash casually and walks the fuck off like a boss, like a proper boss. That's how you do it. And you've got to remember, this is the thing with superheroes. They do have these secret identities because they know that if people find out, or if people know that someone else knows, they're in trouble. Yeah, I can look after myself, but I can't look after everyone. Yeah, if I'm going off saving this, I can't look after Lois or whatever. Yeah, and that's the way you should do it. And that was the problem with Garfield. Garfield got the Spider-Man snarky shit down to a T. And the other thing too, he's also a really good ambassador for it too. If you see him with the fans, and you see him interact with people, whether he's met when he's like mucking around as Spider-Man, a proper ambassador. And I can see why they went for another English person to play Spider-Man, because he did such a good job in front and behind the camera with the fans. I can understand why people really like him. As I said, don't like him as Peter Parker, and it's really good. The more I looked into him, because you've got things where he was in New York at a Comic-Con, and he's pretending he's dressed up as Spider-Man, yeah, in like a store-bought Spider-Man costume, yeah, with a fan. He has a picture taken with a fan. The fan gives him some money, and then he takes the thing off as the fan walks away, and it's like, I've got some money. Because he was just like, I just want to get my picture, I just want to be treated like someone normal. So he was like playing around with stuff, and it's like him with the kids. If you see him talking to the children, like a Spider-Man, as I said, really good kind of brand ambassador, someone who you want to play the part, because when they go out, they're not doing stupid dickish stuff like most celebrities, because they understand this is for everyone. This is supposed to help, people grow up and give them idols and stuff. And he got that in his head, and I think that's probably the bit that makes him so appealing to people, because they like that. So, yes. All right. So we got some trailers, but before we go into some trailers, I said this to Nigel before we started. I'm going to try and explain something to you that I don't think you know nothing about. Okay. So I was going to do one thing. This could be anything. Okay.
I know a lot about nothing.
So you know a lot about nothing. All right. So Star Trek Discovery, the excellently written show that isn't horrible and disgusting and just crap, featured a real world politician as the president of Earth. So this lovely portly lady is what do they call it? They call it gubernatorial or candidate for governor of where was it? Georgia. That was it. A governor of Georgia who failed to get the governorship was on Star Trek Discovery as the president of Earth. Now, this says volumes about the people making Star Trek Discovery. Yeah. One, she is the equivalent of Diane Abbott. Do you know who Diane Abbott is?
Yeah, she's a Labour moron.
Exactly. She's the one who couldn't count when she was asked about police budgets. Showing up on radio like that, it was like not like, oops, sorry, I misspoke. No, it's like, oh no, it's definitely it'll cost us £30 a head to increase police staff. But she's the equivalent of her. She failed to get the thing of it, but for some reason, Star Trek Discovery decided to include her as the president of Earth. Who in Star Trek, the president of Earth is in charge of there's now a xenophobic planet because they don't want anything to do with aliens. And they're slightly totalitarian. Now, the dumb fucks at Star Trek Discovery probably didn't realize this, yeah? But I think it's really on the nose, but they didn't spot it.
Was she an actor before?
Nope, no actor. See if I just put the thing there. No, she wasn't an actor before. She didn't sort out the funding for Star Trek Discovery. She's just turned up, and because of color swatch, got the job, which is not how you get a job. You get a job because you're good at the job. Yeah, you talk about discrimination. First discrimination, job interview. Yeah, the whole point of a job interview is to discriminate over who can and can't do the job. But yeah, she is that. So when we talk about Star Trek Discovery being crap and Star Trek Discovery being political, it's so political, it has involved a failed political candidate from Georgia because it wants to put its politics out there. You're like, Nigel with shocked face. So yeah.
Well, anything to do with politics, I just sort of switch off. If there's a program that sort of starts pushing, like a normal program that I enjoy, that starts pushing any sort of politics down, that I'm like, I start losing interest.
Yeah,
pretty quickly.
I get that. Sometimes, but I'm a firm believer. Just pay attention, because it's a case of you might not believe in them, but they fucking believe in you, and they'll start putting stupid things in place. I might explain the "Don't Say Gay" bill next week, which isn't "Don't Say Gay." I need to actually get the bill up and read it because it's only 3 pages long. So nice, easy one. Right, let's go and talk. We've delved into politics, and we've now got a foot covered in shit. So let's look at this. This one should not get us a copyright strike. So, and the next two will. This is the Moon Knight trailer.
Stephen, you weren't supposed to see any of this.
What are you?
You sure you want to know? I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams. Am I like some sort of secret agent? It's a little more complicated than that.
Marvel Studios' Moon Knight, only on Disney+.
Right, okay. So, nice, simple, quick, easy.
So is this? So I'm taking this as Marvel.
So it's Marvel. This is a new one of their TV series that they're putting out.
Oh, a series,
it's
not
Moon
a film.
Knight. Yeah, it's a 6-part series, which probably would have been a film, but they need to put shit on Disney+. So they literally just pulled all the scripts that they had set to one side and went, well, we'll do some of these. Moon Knight's a really interesting character because Moon Knight's a dude with a split personality. So unlike Bruce Wayne and Batman, where he knows that he's Batman and Bruce Wayne's his disguise and Clark Kent knows that it's Clark Kent and Superman's his disguise, Moon Knight doesn't know who the fuck he is. Yeah.
That feels like, Jim Carrey in Me, Myself and Eileen.
Kind of, but a bit more less funny. That's probably the best way to describe it. So he has like a secret agent persona. I don't know if he has a billionaire's persona and that's been replaced with a secret agent persona, but he has like a billionaire kind of persona. He has one that's like a taxi cab driver and a vet one, and one that's the Moon Knight, which is he's like I think he's like the avatar for some ancient Egyptian god. So the same way, there's a character called Juggernaut, yeah, and Juggernaut is the avatar for a god called Sitarak, and I think Moon Knight is the avatar for another character. So these gods like playing around and putting their little pieces on the board and fucking things up, and Moon Knight's one of these. Oscar Isaac looks like he's doing a good job. He does. His English accent is a bit, but I'll forgive him because he's a mental. He's a mental who doesn't know if he's coming or going, so he gets an excuse. But it looks. I'm hoping. The amount of Disney series that I've been burnt on, yeah. The Hawkeye one, I think I probably like the most out of all of them, with the exception of a few things that happened in it. Didn't see the Hawkeye one. The Hawkeye one was. Nope. There were bits in the Hawkeye one where I'm like, this is what it should be like, and then there are other bits in the Hawkeye one where I'm going, why? Why did you do? I
think because I watched Falcon. When I was put off the next one, and I've always found Hawkeye boring. Never really. No, his character was just boring. So when there was a series around him, I was like, not bothered really. So maybe I'll watch it if I'm really, really bored. I might watch it.
He's okay. I can understand that. Yeah, you should give it. Oh, maybe you should.
I just find his character like he's got zero personality. Zero. I can't even remotely click.
Just got outshone by everyone. Yeah, if you're a candle in a room full of floodlights, it's going to be a bit hard to be spotted, isn't it? I think that's the best way of describing it. A candle in a room full of floodlights. Anyway, I'm looking forward to watching Moon Knight. I think I'll watch it. Oh crap! March, end of March.
Oh, not long.
End of March. It's not long. Good. So we're talking about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks until I think it's on. Looks interesting. I'm hoping it will be interesting. I'm hoping it's not going to be some weird bait and switch crap. It doesn't look like it's bait and switch. It looks like it's going to be like a Marvel kind of intro kind of story for the guys. I think we're gonna have something good. All right, this one might interest you a bit more. This is the one where I'm gonna have to turn the volume up and down because of copyright.
Potentially.
Just like to point out something. It's Tatooine again because we love Tatooine again.
Sort of makes sense though because it's this.
Oh no, it makes
sense.
It's
around him dropping the kid off and then sitting around to make sure he grows up all right, isn't it?
Right, hang on a second. I don't know if that's Surprise Woman. I don't know if Moon Knight gives me Surprise Woman, I'm cancelling Disney Plus. Yeah, if it gives me Surprise Woman, I'm hoping it doesn't, but if it does, yeah. And the same with Kenobi. I think is going to give me Surprise Woman. All right, so Tatooine's the first thing. Sorry, we're going to have to stop this because of copyright. All right.
See the music already. It sort of brings it back, doesn't it?
It's proper Star Wars music is the first thing. It's because the music in The Mandalorian is shit. I hate it with passion. Yeah, it reminds me of an old 80s TV show that I'd watch on a Sunday afternoon because there's nothing on TV and we only had 4 freaking channels. Yeah, that's right. What The Mandalorian reminds me of. And I always think it always just sounds like I don't know. It's like kids trying to play it like a school orchestra. It's like it sounds. I
might have to watch a little bit more.
Okay. All right. So let's watch a bit more. You're gonna have to wait for 2 frames worth, yeah, and then we'll swap it back. So
the fight is done.
Right. This is the problem with copyright stuff. All right. So Obi-Wan Kenobi hiding out on Tatooine because everything's gone to shit.
We lost.
He was riding a not camel.
I didn't know that. I just thought it was just.
I don't know
well
what
done.
it was. It's not a camel.
Oh, I thought that was an actual thing from Star Wars. I thought
No, I
you were
made it up.
schooling me. You
I've
made it up.
up.
Not a not camel sounds realistic. A not camel.
It's not a camel. It's in my mind, it's not camel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I made it up, and I should have just made you believe it was a not camel.
You should have. You should have. You wasted an opportunity there.
If
So
Keith was here, he
would have. I don't know what he would have done.
No.
We'll just have to do that. So yes,
he would have gone. Well,
hello, Babster.
Hello, mate.
So yeah, so Obi-Wan Kenobi is sitting down having lunch. Yeah, he's gone and he's not camel, or he's going to be called a not camel from now on.
He's got sarnies.
So got his sarnies. He's having a look at.
That's
not Luke Skywalker. Yeah, I don't want to sound rude or anything, Ben. There's no eye holes or sensors on that. That looks like a belt.
And the fact he's just sitting there spying on little kids. Not a good look.
He's the local pedo. He's not allowed within.
That is why in the films they always say, "Don't you go near that old Ben."
Oh yeah, because he's a creepy pedo. Spies on you.
They've spotted him with his little binoculars, checking the kids out.
Okay, hang on. Let's progress it a little bit more. Have to pause.
Yeah. We got to pause.
Copyright. Come on. Okay, so you didn't watch Rebels. There were some characters in Rebels that are kind of showing up here. I'm going to just notch the volume down for a second. So we've got the Grand right.
The Inquisitors.
Star Wars always had a thing for designing spaceships, yeah? I might not have liked the spaceships, yeah? But someone had looked at the spaceship and went, oh, this is from this race, therefore it looks like this, yeah? So it's like kind of, there's like an industrial quality to the Empire.
Mm-hmm,
yeah, the TIE fighters and the space shuttle thing and the things all seem to have the look. Apart from maybe the TIE fighter should have been white. That's the only thing. Yeah, the what do you call it? The X-wings all had a look. The B-wings, Y-wings, all those sort of things all had a look like they were in the class.
But they were all white, weren't they?
Yes.
And then
that's a really shitty designed spaceship.
Imperial ones, I can't recall any white Imperial ships or silver.
Yeah, no, Star Destroyer.
It's all like this color, aren't they?
No, Star Destroyer's white. Only ones. It's the most annoying thing. If they were that kind of grey that the TIE fighters are, it wouldn't be an issue. But anyway, that is a poorly designed spaceship. Okay. Go to Hutton Orbital, you can get a better one there.
Go see the Hutts.
So it's like, right, so this is the Inquisitor. Yeah, he's a character in Rebels with a weird spinny lightsaber, which looked great on a cartoon, but when it doesn't scale to real life. And his job is to hunt down Jedi. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, they missed a fucking trick here. Yeah. This should be Darth Vader with him next to him, and him going to the Inquisitor. Go and get me some Jedi. That's it. Go get me some Jedi. There's some here. I'll help you. Look, there they are. Go get them. So, come on. All right. So, so the local, the bus service into West Moseley. And then we've got, right. This is the bit where I go, surprise, woman. Yeah, because from this point onwards, the trailer focuses around her. This woman of color, because we now judge everything on color swatches, who have never seen in anything. So there you go. Look, 1 scene, 2 scene, 3 scene, 4. Then there's the crap spaceship, and then oh look, another woman. Right, I don't want to sound rude or anything. That the Empire's kind of supposed to be space Nazis, showing space Nazis as being a bit diverse, kind of goes against space Nazism. Do you know what I mean?
I thought they were mostly clones, weren't they? Or...
No,
I don't know.
the troopers were clones. The people were people.
Oh,
So yeah, so we go back to. It looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi has fucked off of Tatooine. Yeah, he's gone, right, I'm going to leave Tatooine because Luke will be fine by himself. I'm sure he won't injure himself with that lighter. And then it's back to see, that's the thing in Rebels that looked quite cool. Yeah, and the reason that looked quite cool is two things. Yeah, there's a character called Ezra Bridger. Yeah, and Ezra Bridger, when he fought this character, he had modified his lightsaber so it was a part stun gun and part lightsaber. Yeah, so he'd have a lightsaber, and then when he turned it off and he pointed it at people, it would be a stunner. Yeah, so when he's fighting him, he pulls the lightsaber out, goes to do it, it's not working, so he pulls the stunner out and starts shooting him with the stunner. Really clever, really cool. Doesn't quite scale up though, because he's got his spinning, and it's like, that's a health and safety extra waiting to happen.
all right. He's spinning. Could he
Yeah.
just? He's holding the bit in the middle. Could he not
Yeah, and it kind of
shoot
spins
or
around.
hit the bit in the middle?
Exactly.
And because he's going like that, if he tries to block it, he's immediately gone. Or
And he's
if
cut
he's gone to
himself
block
into,
it,
yeah. Doesn't scale up from the cartoon.
it's,
That's I think.
the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, we still got thingy. So now we got more spacey bits, and it's that this woman. I don't know who she is, but she's not Obi-Wan Kenobi.
No.
Yeah. Why are we seeing lots of her? The Inquisitor's the more interesting character. Darth Vader. It should be Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan Kenobi round 2. Yeah. So you get it. So round 1, yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi wins. Yeah. Round 2, Obi-Wan Kenobi loses. Round 3, he then goes, you know what? I'm gonna win but lose at the same time on the Death Star. So you got her, and she's kind of doing a thing, and it's some birds. Hope survives. So it's like, yeah, Ewan McGregor. Apparently, they threw away the scripts from the original, which is not encouraging. Yeah.
Oh, okay. 25th of May, right. Still a couple of months, but right. I thought, well, according to the canon thing, where they showed us how Darth Vader was made, and they split the babies up, one Luke going one way, Leia going another way, and what's his face putting fake legs on Hayden Christensen.
No, he didn't. He didn't put fake legs on it. You make it sound like just
He did.
just bounce on some fake legs.
He did, because he landed in the lava. He couldn't make the jump, mate.
Replacement with prosthetic legs, not
All right.
fake legs. It's
They are
like when the first time you put fake legs, go on, stand up, Darth Vader, boom, falls over.
They didn't even look like they had knee joints. But he did. So we know he's alive at the point of the baby getting separated and shipped off into various regions. So we know that. Why have they not teased in this anything to do with Darth Vader and his whereabouts and him maybe issuing a command? Or see, even just the back of his helmet would be enough to go, he's in this.
Would be the biggest selling point. If it's, as I said, all it needs to be is Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Vader round 2. That's all it needs to be.
I would have thought the series would have been around Darth Vader trying to find Padme, because at the time he doesn't know she's giving birth. He doesn't know that she's died in childbirth. Does he? And
No, he knows.
He doesn't know they've been split. And for him to investigate,
tells him.
Does he tell him? I don't know.
I
would have thought it would be him going, right, I must find my kids, or they might have force, whatever. They might be able to feel the force. So if we get him early, we can train them up and they'll be great assets on the dark side, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, I would have thought that would be it, and then the whole thing is around Obi trying to protect Luke because he's focusing on Luke, and then trying to focus on Leia instead because he can't get to Luke. So then he protects Leia
Yeah, but
as they're growing
Leia's
up.
got like a whole what do you call it?
Yeah, Senate.
A whole kingdom and whatnot because she's a princess, so she's got like a. Luke's just on a council estate on Tatooine for all we know. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is, isn't it? It's just a farm, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that. I would have thought it would have been something like that. I don't know who's sending the Inquisitor. Maybe it is Darth Vader, but an Inquisitor's not going to do it by his own volition, is he? He's not going to go off searching for Luke or anything unless he's hunting Ben. Maybe he's just hunting Ben.
It's all right. Fuzz Aldrin's put down. The only way I'd watch Obi-Wan Kenobi is if they featured Gina Carano, and they're not going to do that in a month of Sundays because they're scum, and they are scum, and I can prove that they're scum. And I'll save that for next week when Gareth explains another thing to Nigel, which will be amusing. Okay, all right. Looks interesting. I'm more excited for Moon Knight than I am for this. I'm just hoping they make a proper TV series out of the damn thing. So this is another one where I have to do the pausing for the copywriting. So this is Miss Marvel or Massive Fists.
Just the one from that game
that nobody liked. Yes, it's that character.
Nobody had heard of.
Nobody heard of, nobody cared about, and everybody wanted to go away. And probably the reason that sunk the Marvel game because you don't want to play as Thor, do you? You don't want to play as Iron Man, do you? You don't want to play as the Hulk, do you? You don't want to play as Black Widow or Hawkeye or the people that you've seen in the film. No, you want to play as someone completely different. And then they wondered why it failed. Go figure.
I think they got it the wrong way round. They should have had a film out like they did. Oh God, they did it. They just bring them in. Keith, for the podcast listeners,
catch up.
Keith,
all right, for the podcast
listeners.
Yeah, because we said that he was accidentally sexually assaulted by a donkey at the beginning. We insinuated it. There's a video of it. He kind of falls over. His trousers come down, and he had to be stitched back together like a broken stuffed toy. I think is the best way of describing it.
Keith unfortunately landed in a position where he was taken advantage of by a donkey.
Not for children. Anywho, let's look at this Miss Marvel one again. This is another one. Just like to point out the song for this is Something by The Weeknd. Yeah, and I listened to it, and I've listened to a couple of songs. It's a good song. Apart from it sounds like a guy who's either driving into town to meet a prostitute to have sex with her, or trying to score drugs, and they use that. Anyway, I'm gonna play this briefly. So.
Oh yeah, I know that song.
Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. That's it. That's quite nice. The fact that it actually shows you on the thing there.
Good captions
for the listeners. It shows you in the captions that it's Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. Go, let's give it to listen to. It's a nice. It's an interesting kind of upbeat song. Recommended for gym training if you're just trying to keep the monotony of running on something or cycling something. I'm gonna have to turn the volume down right to low.
Okay, so first off, I just want to say.
Right, so dude, seriously gay, so gay. And then the other one is what is the kid's book? Tom something, yeah. Tom, and it has this style inside the book where it's like notes that the kid's written as he's telling the story. Dexter
Gates?
loved them.
Tom Gates?
Tom Gates. I think it's Tom Gates. It's got this weird Tom Gates kind of style to it. I don't know if this is just the trailer or the actual TV show.
I would hope so. I wouldn't want to see that through a film.
I get it.
You get what?
High school.
Right, so
Kamala, Kamala.
Right, so first thing, I watched this and it was like kind of she mispronounces her name, and I'm talking about ever so slightly. Yeah, I'm talking about saying like Nigel Johnson rather than Nigel Johnson.
Did
Yeah,
she say Kamala? Isn't it
I don't
Kamala?
know. Yeah.
Or
So
which
first
way
things
round?
first is first things first is she's a bit porky for a superhero,
I
isn't
don't
she?
know. Well, I don't know. If she's got abilities, I don't know if that matters.
Moonface. So that'd be a character, Moonface, after the thing. So it's
Another
like,
adventure shirt. Cute. She thinks I'm some kind of weirdo.
You were a weirdo.
so
Boys.
this is another thing that's pissing me off. Yeah, male gaze bad, female gaze okay. Equality, darling, that goes both ways. I don't mind it both ways, and I don't care because the long and short of it is, if you've ever been in a loving relationship, you get down to having some fun. You kind of objectify each other in the moment. Yeah. So.
Excuse me.
So. Yeah. So yeah, she's got that there, and she looks like. Right, get off of Captain Marvel. Nobody likes Captain Marvel. Go away, Captain Marvel, please. Looks like.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah, that's so she's dressed up as Captain Marvel. Keith's put. Oh, crikey. Keith's put. Lol, Miss Marvel looks pants, but I love the song. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I like about this trailer is the song. Everything else looks a bit. Yeah, she's. Right. Explain this to me, right? And the original lady superheroes in the Marvel universe kind of worked out, yeah? So they would bulk up a bit, yeah? Because if you ever draw cartoon characters, especially superheroes, they're always bulkier and more muscular than normal people, yeah? Like if you draw like Superman, he's like ripped. I mean, properly ripped, yeah? No one seems to do this anymore if they're a woman in a superhero film. So it's like watching, I don't know, a lot of soccer mums do something. But yeah, we got this here, and she's zoning out, which is fine. She can have her Walter Mitty kind of moments. But it's she just wants to be a superhero for the fame and the thingy. So the only way this works. So it's like it's not so. Spider-Man became Spider-Man because he got Uncle Ben killed. Yeah. Batman became Batman because his parents got killed. Superman became Superman because his planet exploded and died. Wonder Woman was made by Greek gods, and then she decided she had enough of living with lesbians, and she wanted to find some dick, so she left. Okay, that's they all got their struggles. Yeah, Aquaman. Yeah, he's got one foot in both worlds, one foot on land, one foot in water. So he's kind of got that kind of conflict. Yeah, they all have a big struggle to kind of overcome. She doesn't seem to have any struggle unless, and Disney will not do it if she struggles between her religion and thingy.
Don't know, maybe showing that, but then I think this is just her being a teen.
Yeah, go on.
This is just her being a teen, and whatever's going on in their mind, I suppose. So far, it doesn't seem interesting. It's all
no, it doesn't. So
it's all
there's a character. Oh, crikey! Sorry. I'm having a bit of trouble here. Nigel, can you hear me, or have I gone?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I've gone. Okay, it's fine. So my image is just it's gone to shit. Okay, let me switch the camera off. I was going to stop the video. Stop video. Right. Sorry. Cameras went to crap. So there's a character, and I can't remember if it's Adam Warlock or someone else who has these things they call quantum bands, which are these bracelets that give them power, which allows them to fly and do all this other shit, and fire projectiles and this, that, and the other. And I think that whoever I'm thinking of is definitely associated with the more cosmic scale part of Marvel. and I think she finds these bands in an attic. So her
Okay.
her superhero story goes like this: I found the bands. Yeah. And it's not like Moon Knight, where Moon Knight finds a thingy and he gets cursed and his personality gets split up. Yeah. Or it's not like Juggernaut, where he's forced to always remain the giant, huge fella because he's the Juggernaut. Yeah. And it's. I well, who is this for? It must be for teenage girls, but even teenage girls would look at this and go,
I don't.
because it's like I can't see a villain anywhere.
No,
There's some people there.
It
Hang on a
doesn't
second. There's
seem
some people.
There's some people.
There's nothing for her to fight.
What have they done? I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It looks like it's a film for very young, maybe under 10s.
Well, it's
Either
a TV.
mostly aimed towards female, I believe.
Yeah, because this is the thing that gets me about Disney. Yeah, Disney had bought Marvel, and Disney bought Star Wars for one reason.
Yeah.
They wanted to get boys into the parks because girls love going to Disney because of all the princess nonsense. Yeah, see my wife as an example.
Yep.
And as a friend from work who's similar. Yeah. So Joanne,
Mhm.
I'm calling you out, but you've got a similar kind of mentality when it comes to these kind of Disney princess things. Yeah. So they went, oh, we need to get the boys into the park. So we'll buy Marvel because Marvel's superhero is quite masculine, and we'll buy Star Wars. It's quite masculine. So what's the first thing they do with it? They feminize it. And then they'll go, why aren't the boys coming to our park? Why is our parks all of a sudden not getting the people in that we wanted? Because we had a plan and we didn't stick to the bloody thing. Let me play a bit more of this.
But I never imagined any of this.
Do you know what you
The one thing I
Okay.
hate about Kamala Khan is her massive fists. She's a character that's only recently been created. And I'm going to say recently been created, I think 2012, maybe 2014. And she's every time she turns up in something Marvel, that's my cue to get the fuck out the door. A lot her and Captain Marvel are like, time to get out the fucking door.
are?
They haven't shown anything apart from her having a good time, lusting over boys, having a few daydreams, and they haven't shown any big bad as to what she's due to fight.
Yeah.
Or protect someone against, or
It would be great if it was Captain Marvel she was fighting. That would be interesting. I'd watch that. That would make sense too. Oh, I love Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's an arsehole. I have to take her down.
yeah.
That would be interesting. No, not happening.
It's all very. There's nothing there.
It's hollow.
No intrigue.
I'm a superhero.
But they show that. What is that trailer? What is it?
I don't
That
know.
tells me nothing.
It tells me nothing. It tells me nothing. Let's see if I can get my video working. Oh,
I literally know nothing. I am no wiser. I don't know what is going on with your thing, but I can see the words imaging webcam or something.
yeah, I know it's playing up. I've only just switched the thing on, so
yeah, not a good trailer. Possibly this is it a film? I don't know.
it's another TV series.
So this
Not
TV
good enough
series,
to be a film, unfortunately.
well, that means there's actually more hours of it than a film. But that trailer does nothing to show anything about what it is she's going to come up against and why they need her. If you know what I mean. There's nothing there apart from her lusting after some kid in her year, daydreaming when being spoken to by supposedly a teacher. I'm not sure.
Mm.
and then getting some powers and getting some glowy fists, and
Yeah.
that is it. That isn't a story. What does she do with that?
The problem
Why
is,
does she?
is that that's literally her. She just gets actually saying that in the comics, she's what's known as an Inhuman, which means that they were aliens and they seeded the planet with certain genes, which will then get activated by this thing called the Terrigen Mist. And she's supposed to be an Inhuman, yeah, and supposed to have her powers are supposed to be activated by the Terrigen Mist, but they can't do that because they've already done the Inhumans and they kind of bollocks them up. And at the same time, her powers look stupid. They really look stupid. I'm trying to find a picture. They've literally gone through and hit right here. Go look. All right. So let me just share this one here. Yeah. So this is. She looks like her name should be Fisto. That's her powers. Big giant rubbery fists.
It feels a little bit. What's his name from Fantastic
Reed
Four?
Richards from
Reed
the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic, yeah. But Mr. Fantastic can stretch his entire body and do things, yeah? Mr. Fantastic's his powers are a representation of the way he thinks, yeah? Because he can bend his thoughts to think through different problems and work it out and like snake around ideas and solve problems. So it's kind of that, because all the powers of that are related to their kind of, I don't know, their super ego, whatever you want to call it. So Johnny's a hothead, therefore he's the Human Torch, yeah? What's his Ben Grimm is stuck in his own ways, therefore he's the Thing made of rock. Sue Storm thinks she's invisible and throws up invisible walls whenever she gets upset with Reed Richards, therefore she's invisible with force field powers. Yeah, that's kind of where it comes from. So it's, yeah, Fisto, stupid. Made by someone who's now been kicked out of Marvel for sexual misconduct.
Okay.
So yes, I just like to point out. Right, hang on a second. Yeah, that's what Miss Marvel should look like. Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel. Yeah, because that's fucking epic. Along with that version. Sorry, people on the podcast, go Google Ms. Marvel from like the 80s, and you'll see these pictures. That's like proper superhero-y kind of thing, you know. Bit of sex pill, bit of this, bit of that. Awesome. Yes, sewing. Much more than Frumpy Brie Larson. So
yeah,
we've got Moon Knight.
I'm not
to look
sure
forward
about
to.
this.
Obi-Wan Kenobi to get frustrated over, because that's going to be Surprise Woman, and this one to get bored out of our gourd with, because it's one of those ones where it's just going to be nothing's going to happen, and I'm going to leave it there. That's it. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to see if I switch my camera on now. I was going to stop my sharing because I think the sharing is interfering with my camera. No, the camera's just gone. It's just the patch. It's the software's gone. First time using it, and I've buggered it. I don't know what I've done. Yeah. So on that, it doesn't matter if you're listening on the podcast. That's fine, because you don't have to worry about it. So just annoyed because it's the first time using it, and I maybe it's the power settings or something. Got to the hour mark, and it just went no. It's having some power. And on that note, it's annoying.
Yeah,
I'll explain to you in a moment, Nigel. On that rather annoying and sour note, it's time to say goodbye. We'd like to thank Baxter, Keith, and Fuzz Aldrin for joining in on the chat. We'd like to thank you for listening to our podcast. Nigel is going to be sorting out some guests, aren't you, Nigel?
Trying to sort some people out.
I'm going to try and sort some guests out. And we'll get some more people on there so we can argue. And I still don't like the Batman, even though you might. If you like the Batman, that's fine. But he doesn't save anyone. Doesn't save anyone. Sorry.
He's emo man. I'm not bothered.
Emo man.
But I'm not bothered.
All right. Anything you'd like to say, Nigel, before we go?
No. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out our socials. search for us on Instagram at Monkey Nut Punch, and Twitter is the same. And you never guess what, we have a Facebook page, which is Monkey Nut Punch. You wouldn't have thought that, would you?
Awesome. And next week we'll have the freshly sewn together Keith. Goodbye.
Goodbye.